Hey, Writerly Besties, welcome back to the Writing with Anna new podcast where we talk about all things writing. In today's episode, it's going to be a little bit of another ranty episode. And yeah, today we're going to be talking about why it sucks to be a young writer and a young author. And yeah, I just am so excited to just rant and just talk about why it is hard and just like the struggles of young writers and what we really go through and just things that really suck basically. And I hope you can relate to this if you are a young writer, especially if you're still in school or like at university. And yeah, I'm just so excited for this episode because if you guys didn't know, I am 18 right now. I'm going to turn 19 soon in like this month actually. I'm going to be turning 19, which is kind of really cool. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the episode. So the first thing that sucks about being a young writer is having no time. We literally have no time to write, and I think it's such a discipline thing and something that if we did have the freedom to, we would write. You know what I mean? And I think something that a lot of people relate to is, when you go to school and you're like daydreaming and you're just like, wow, I can't wait to get home so I can write. I can't wait to have free time so I can write. But as soon as you get back home after a long day, you're stressed out, you're freaking tired, you're hungry, and you just want to sleep and take a nap. And you don't write because you're just so exhausted and you have no time to just like have, that break time unless you like, what's the word? You sacrifice. Sacrifice. That's the big word. Sacrifice, either your social life, your sleep, or something to do on the side. Because I know there's like that whole pyramid sort of thing that you can't have all three. You can't have good grades if you have social life and good sleep, or you can't have good sleep, that sort of thing. And I feel like adding another little, thing to that pyramid as in writing, as in like that hobby, it's so hard to commit and to find literal physical time to sit down and make progress in your projects. And I don't know how I find the time either. It's just like a juggling act as a young person, just to like have a social life, grow as a person, whilst also like dealing with family, trying to move out, and like learning all these different responsibilities. And you're not really a kid anymore. You're kind of like in between having an established life and also like having a free life. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense? I hope I am. But yeah, being a young writer sucks because we have no time to literally write. The second thing is probably like the biggest thing that really pisses me off, and that is the stigma around writing generally and also like as a career for young people, for teenagers. And how many young teenagers can publish a book? And it's not so much that it's hard. Of course it is hard, but it's also the fact that your age, if you put your age in like one of your queries to publish a book, they're not even going to look at you. Like your publishers and the people that you apply to, the whole idea of age as like a stigma and ageism and just like people thinking that writing, you need to be old enough, you need to be established enough, you need to be, yeah, literally like over your 30s in order to have that sort of experience as a writer. Do you know what I mean? And people are just like, yeah, you can't become a writer. I mean, I have firsthand experiences of this. Of course, like with writing, wanting, I want writing to become my career in a sense, but like my parents, my family, my friends, not really my friends, but people around me and also just the world's views just like think that's impossible and not a good career because it's not traditional and conservative. It's not, what's the word, stable. Like who freaking cares? Like I want to do it. Why can't I do what I love? And people just don't have faith in you. And I feel like also when you do try to speak out about your passions, especially to parents or people who are elder, your elders, they just kind of like think it's just a hobby. You don't have to have a university degree for that. And I'm like, I know, obviously I'm doing it right now, but it would be nice to learn. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's hard. It's really really hard, and I think it's the main source for me at least of my doubt and self-sabotaging sort of self in my writing. So yeah, the world stigma is ridiculous. The third one is mental health and age stress, again, about trying to live in this day and age, and also about like, what's the word? Like social media, TikTok, and you not being able to focus. Like, I know it's not our fault, but just the way that media has cultivated um, a new sense of what we should be focusing on in our lives, and also literally our attention spans. And I think it's so difficult sometimes just to kind of get off social media and return to your art and focus on creating art, and writing. And it's just a difficult thing. And it's something that we all struggle with, especially me. I can't write for like more than 3 hours straight because I just literally cannot focus, and it's really bad. I need to really work on it. The next thing is lack of life experiences, and not so much as I was saying before about lack of life experiences and you're not a good writer, but more so your physical experiences that you have as a person, as a human, your sort of experiences as of the human condition, you know what I mean? You don't have all these sorts of things. You have to imagine them. And I think that's almost, if you can imagine and write a book that has these older characters, for example, and you write them so well that they're like so they seem real, it's a lot harder, but of course, it's something that is still possible. I think still that life experiences does really help and impact our writing, and it will only grow as our sort of youth writing style increases and hopefully gets better. But of course, it is difficult to kind of grab things out of thin air and make them something when you can, like at least older writers can kind of think about their past experiences and stuff, while we are kind of left in the dark. Yeah, so it's a bit difficult. So I guess that's kind of like the main four that I was thinking about today, just like thinking about the struggles about being a young writer and just being, like just struggling because writing is such a lonely and hard hobby and career, and I think it's still extremely possible. Extremely, extremely possible. But I think just like trying to make it as a young writer, it's so difficult because of the discouragement and lack of like, I don't know, like respect from people, and even like a lack of amount of people who can view this as a real, stable, possible career and journey. And I think everyone just needs to relax and respect us as young writers. Like, it's not just a hobby to us. We are writers, we are creators of books and stories. Like, don't tell me what to do, you know what I mean? Don't tell me that I can't do this. But of course, it's very hard in the great scheme of things. If you are, struggling as a writer with mental health, or just like writing in general and you haven't written for a while, it's totally fine. Don't worry. Like, we always have writing slumps no matter your age, or experience or skill set, you know what I mean? And it's fine if you don't write for a long time. Just stick with it and don't let these external things impact you and your view of yourself and your view of your passions, because it's not worth it, and you are better than everyone else. You are better because you found something that, although the world goes against you, you still hang on to dear life because you just simply love it so, so much. I literally don't know what else to say. I think I was trying to say something that I kind of forgot. But I guess that's kind of this episode. Thank you so much for listening in. Sorry if I was a bit sleepy today. I kind of feel very chill, very, I don't know, philosophical today. So sorry if I went a bit on a tangent. I know I am very well known for that because all writers are really your insider writer's brain. So you probably know exactly how I mean. But yeah, thank you so much for listening in. Please definitely go check out my other podcast episodes because I talk a lot about this stuff, even like mental health. I have an episode about that, or like, all these different sorts of life with writing or life as a writer sort of discussions. So yeah, definitely check that out. And of course, follow me on Spotify. I think we're like past 4,000 followers. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next episode. Bye, Writerly besties.